Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chill and Learn English, a place where we share stories, experiences, and life lessons. We come together, not only to learn English, but also to reflect on the things that shape us, push us forward, or sometimes hold us back. I'm so glad you're here today, because today we're going to talk about something I believe we've all been through at some point in our lives. And that thing is breaking promises to ourselves. It's a topic that's close to my heart because I too have struggled with it more times than I like to admit. So let me ask you something. Have you ever promised yourself something only to break that promise time and time again? I know I have. The promises we make. We're often told that promises are important and that we should keep our word, especially regarding others. But what about the promises we make to ourselves? How often do we break those? And why is it so easy to break promises to the person we should care about the most? Ourselves? Think about it for a moment. How many times have you told yourself that you would wake up earlier? Maybe you wanted to exercise more, learn a new skill, or start reading that book that's been sitting on your shelf for months. Or maybe you simply promised to spend more time taking care of yourself. You told yourself you would change something. You would improve yourself. But as time went on, those promises slipped away, one after another. We've all been stuck in this cycle. We'd make a promise, feel excited for a little while, but then little by little, the commitment fades, the excitement wears off, life gets in the way, and before we know it, we find ourselves asking, how did I let this happen again? The guilt of broken promises. I want to be honest with you right now. This is something I've struggled with deeply. I've made so many promises to myself over the years. Some of them were small, like promising to wake up earlier or eat healthier. Others were bigger, like promising to build better habits or to achieve certain goals. And every time I broke those promises, I didn't just lose the opportunity to grow or improve. I also lost a little bit of trust in myself. Maybe you've felt this too. When you break a promise to yourself, it's not just about not following through, it's about the guilt that comes with it. That nagging voice inside your head says, why can't you just stick to your word? Or you're not strong enough to make it happen. Over time, that guilt can make us feel incapable of change, not disciplined enough, or not worthy of what we want. We get caught in a cycle of self-doubt, and before long, we start procrastinating even more. This is where things can get really tricky. Once we start doubting ourselves, it becomes harder and harder to try again. We become scared of failure, of breaking more promises, and of disappointment, which holds us back. But I want to remind you and myself that this is a normal part of the process. The power of starting again. It's easy to feel defeated when we break a promise, but let me tell you something. Breaking a promise is not the end of the world. It's not the end of your progress, who you are, or who you can become. In fact, it's often the beginning of something more important, learning and growth. When you break a promise, yes, it hurts, but it also gives you an opportunity to reflect. You can ask yourself why you didn't follow through. Examine what got in your way and learn from the experience. The key is not to stay stuck in guilt or shame. The key is to recognize that we're all human. We will make mistakes and sometimes fall short, but we can always start again. I've learned this lesson in my own life. For every promise I've broken, I've learned something new. I've learned that I'm not perfect, and that's okay. I've learned that starting over is not a failure, it's part of the journey. Every time I break a promise, I have a choice to stay stuck in the past or to pick myself up and start fresh, making new promises. So I want to invite you today to make a new promise. But I want this promise to be different, small, and meaningful. We don't need to make huge, unrealistic promises to ourselves. In fact, sometimes those big promises can feel overwhelming and lead us to give up before we even start. Start small. Maybe it's waking up just 10 or 15 minutes earlier each day. Maybe it's committing to walking for 10 minutes a day, or taking a few minutes to meditate or journal before bed. Or maybe it's even simpler, promising yourself to smile more, to speak kindly to yourself, or to spend 5 minutes practicing gratitude every day. These small promises may not seem like much initially, but they add up. And the best part? They're achieved. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the content and found it helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of my latest uploads. Your support means a lot and motivates me to create more great videos for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Have an amazing day.